Can you believe life has brought us to this very moment where another month has passed and we get to reflect on July 2015? I wish July 2025, that is, content, and look forward to August 2025 content. That's by me, by the way. Isn't it crazy? One of these days we won't get to reflect on the month that was because we'll all be fucking dead. Unless maybe we won't be, you know? Science can do magical things, I hear. We've got a long way to go, at least some of us. Oh, I don't have any preamble today. Let's get into the scripted video section of our reflection. There was only one video in the month of July 2025. It is truly a dark day. That's true. We only got out maybe the greatest video of all time, the Donald Duck Crash Bandicoot clone, which was kind of a game review / recap video with a little bit of personal experience thrown in there, rounded out with a halfway thesis about corridor platformers and their demise and Crash Bandicoot clones, that is. It was a shorter video game video. A shorter video game video once again. That makes sense. But this time, massively successful, even outdoing the Dina video that caught fire because of its proximity to Season 2 of The Last of Us HBO. Remember that show? Didn't I say it would? True. I was saying, I bet if you go back and you watch last month's great PowerPoint, I said, this Donald Duck video, 1 million views minimum. And we're like a 20th of the way there. And that's a lot closer to 1 million than we've been in a lot of these goddamn videos. I think we have 9K views as of this recording session. Probably up to 70 by the time you're watching this, no biggie. It came out on my birthday, the 5th of July. It was my birthday present, I guess, because I didn't get anything else because nobody loves me. Immediately, it didn't do too good for like the first 12 hours or so, and then it just shot up. And then, like 2 weeks later, it shot up even to number 1 in the 1 out of 10 thing YouTube provides you with. Every time you upload a video, if you don't know, you get this little chart comparing it to the last 10. And now, obviously, the Dina video caught fire very quickly over like 3 days, got all of its views, and then simmered down. It took, this video continued to get views, like 5K views, basically, each day for like 2 weeks. So that was pretty cool. And it is easily probably our most immediately successful video. The only other one would be the Dina one, because every other big video I've ever uploaded has been sort of a slow crawl. The Berserk video took months and months to get more than like 5K views, I think. The Griffith one, of course. And the Black Lagoon videos were always relatively popular, but especially on the old channel, they would cap out at 10K views. The other ones, like the Sopranos one, did pretty good. I think relatively immediately. And same with the Baltic Sea War video has been a slow crawl too. I think that's in 4th now, so that's pretty cool. I think I checked at some point and Donald Duck is already in the top 10 videos I've ever made. So there you go. It was a good concept. It has good clickbait. The Donald Duck Crash Bandicoot clone sounds wacky. It sounds like something you want to know about. It's a short video, and it tells you exactly how they're similar and what the game is like. And I do think some, the corridor platformer's conclusion and the thing about Crash clones is kind of interesting. Even if some of the comments would disagree. Is this the place where I talk about the comments? I already talked about them a little bit on stream. Although the comments are saying, actually, the new Crash game, didn't you know, was also a corridor platformer? Which obviously doesn't count. And there were other ones, there are other Crash clones, like this Lilo and Stitch game, this M&M game, this M&M's, like the little candies, not the wrapper. But you have candies in a wrapper, isn't that crazy? There's no way that's the actual joke behind M&M's name, right? He doesn't even spell it that way. Get it? Because wrapper means 2 things? Anyway. There's other one. There's a Scooby-Doo one. None of them are anywhere near good, it looks like. There was a Barbie one too. I haven't played any of them, but just watching gameplay of them, they look horribly slow and horribly cheap. Whereas the Donald Duck game is pretty robust, even though I think I did accuse it of looking a little cheap in parts in the video. But yeah, it really is a good idea. A succinctly good idea that people are interested to click in. I think I got lost in the source for many years about what a popular video would be. I think I thought too much about my pre-existing audience for a long time, so I'm like, an Attack on Titan final chapter review, even like 2 years after the fact, is really important because that's what all the people who subscribed to you want. So it will easily get 5k views because I have 5k subscribers, and they're all here for Attack on Titan. But realistically, nobody uses their subscription thing. And I don't know if I just didn't believe that, because that's mostly how I think I watch videos, even though that's obviously not how anybody watches videos. Like, you might click on a video in your subscription feed, but then it is the recommended, and that's why the homepage shows up when you first click on YouTube. Remember when people used to complain about that so much in like 2014, where it was like, this disgusting YouTube won't even give me what I want. They want to send me to the homepage, so I have to click on what I want. What a waste of my time. But really, obviously, it was the right move. Funny times. The opinions of YouTube, hardcore YouTube people towards YouTube mapped over the years would be extremely interesting, because I think now that everybody's not a big dumb fuck anymore, you would just have to concede that everything they've done is like obviously in the best interest of the company. But I remember it was always, if YouTube keeps us up, we'll all be on Rumble soon. If they ban another funny guy, if they keep doing taking our advertising away, if they keep bowing down to old media, we'll be on our way. And obviously YouTube is probably bigger than ever, But anyway, that's a topic for another day. That has nothing to do with July of 2025. Obviously, the next question is like, where do we go from here? How do we capitalize on this? There isn't really... Well, there is a potential sequel video to this, but it would always be less successful. Where it'd be like the other Crash Bandicoot clones, which would be a reference to this video. So first of all, you're already limiting the potential viewer base to come out of that, or for at least them to get the reference in the title. You could just call it the Crash Bandicoot clones or something. Or you could say the, and then in brackets, other Crash Bandicoot. That's kind of cute, some Evangelion rebuild on them. Except that's not how the rebuilds use their brackets. There are other ideas. Like, the other big idea that I think would have a wider appeal, because when you think about it, like, how I've thought about clickbait beforehand is like a hot take in the title. Like, I guess these are the video. I'm spoiling the next paragraph, but like, the 3 Pokemon videos that are sort of in line are the Pokemon the first movie fails where the TV show succeeds, or whatever. Which is interesting, because if you are familiar with both those things, you might assume the movie is better, so you would click on it because it's negative towards the movie, and that could make you mad. Most people just shit on the TV show a lot of the times when they talk about it in any serious context. So, positioning that as the positive thing in the title, people might click on it for that. And then it's like this mysterious thing, like, what does it fail at that the TV show does right? And you could click on it that way. So that is kind of a good title. It's not as good as the Donald Duck Crash clone, because it doesn't seem opinion-based, it doesn't seem pretentious, it doesn't seem clickbaity. But it is an inherently interesting subject. Like, Pokemon the first movie is not an inherently interesting subject unless you really like that. Pokemon the anime is not an inherently interesting subject. But the Donald Duck Crash clone, that's 2 things you know about, presumably, when you see the thumbnail. Crash Bandicoot and Donald Duck. And they shouldn't be together, so it's like a curiosity thing of like, oh, I gotta find out about this. It seems educational in a sense, which I think is probably better clickbait than an opinion piece. So this is all build up to say the second Pokemon video, the wacky fake towns of the Pokemon anime, or whatever I would call it, I think that does have a lot of clickbait, because it's like, I do vaguely remember that. I want to click and be refreshed. Or, that does sound interesting. They got fake towns in the anime. I only played the video games and stuff like that. So it seems vaguely informational, which it probably would be. It would probably just be a list where I make jokes about the funny and interesting locations of the Pokemon anime and try to tie that in at the end to say, and that's why the anime is good and you should like it. The third Pokemon video that we potentially could be working on is Pokemon is about the filler, or something to that effect. Which again is like these are all right titles. But again, it's more opinion focused than informationally focused, which I think is probably the best type of clickbait to make a video successful. Or like with the Dina video, you capitalize on something that's trending at the time. Pokemon is kind of eternally relevant, but even then, my last 2 Pokemon videos were not too successful. They didn't have the best titles and stuff like that, though. But true. I feel like there was a little bit more to that point, but I've forgotten it. But yes, the future videos here. We are pivoting towards The Sopranos. Did anybody see this coming? I didn't see this coming, but it is what I've been doing the last few days. There is 2 currently in the works, 2 Sopranos videos, that is, and they pushed the Pokemon anime trilogy to the side, which is the videos I just went over, that I sort of want to come out in that order, that I still want to kind of work on in the background. The Sopranos videos, they are about James Gandolfini's performance as Tony Soprano, and then one probably just titled The Point of the Sopranos, which again, that is like a kind of a weak title. The first video is just talking about, the thesis is basically James Gandolfini's performance as Tony Soprano is the greatest acting performance of all time because of the way he portrays viscerality and emotions. How he is visceral in scenes. And that's sort of like the thesis. Theses are gay. You don't need them. That being said, the titling this video is an interesting one. Because you can just go, James Gandolfini is the greatest because ... or something like that. But even then, it's so wordy. So I really don't know. Like, I'm not expecting either of these videos to be too successful, which is kind of problematic. They do have the possibility to be successful, though. I did point out on stream the other day that there is, like, a Sopranos fandom on YouTube. There are, like, Sopranos exclusive channels, like that Pure Kino guy or whatever, who's relatively successful. And right now, the Normies and Blindwave are both reacting to The Sopranos. So that's at least, like, 10K people that are, like, checking into Sopranos things. So maybe we can capitalize on that sort of stuff. It is another very popular, kind of eternally relevant property. So we'll see. I also really do want them to be successful, though. So we'll see. I'm addicted to the success after Donald Duck, alright? We've got to outdo ourselves with each video. And I seriously doubt either one of those videos will outdo the Donald Duck video, but there we go. The other videos that are potentially on the front, the last one I have listed here is there's also the Vinland Saga angle. I've been doing some weird ranting about Vinland Saga being ultimately disappointing because of the direction of the story, basically. And I could make that rant into a video. The problem with that is it's kind of like I would have to preface it at the beginning or at the end that I don't really believe any of this, which is a little bit of a cuck maneuver. But I would have to figure all that out in the actual, like, making the video phase. I do kind of want to look into it. I do think I want to listen back to the 2 times I've talked about it and make some notes and decide if it's a worthwhile video to pursue. Obviously, this means the Chainsaw Man video has been pushed back again. I don't know, maybe we will indirectly and unintentionally coincide it with the end of part 2, which seems to be coming. Every time I think we're winding down, there's like another twist, and it's like, oh, so basically, I was pretty sure we were in the beginning of the last arc, but now it looks like we're just beginning the last arc. But it's also possible that it's just like the second last arc, and then there's a last arc afterwards, or that it could just keep going forever. Nothing's certain. And when these idiots get towards the end of their mangas, like Oda's been saying for 10 years, we're in like the last 100 chapters or something, and he's written 700 chapters since then. So to not even be having those conversations yet is weird. It's not weird, but it's not good for my talking point that it's ending soon. Also, it could just be part 2 of a 7-part Chainsaw Man series, so you don't really need to build up the end too much. Because when Chainsaw Man Well, leading up to the end of Chainsaw Man, people thought Chainsaw Man was ending, but then obviously there's a stinger at the end of the last chapter that basically tells you that the story isn't ending. That there will be a part 2. So we'll probably do that again, and then we'll just not know until it's here. But there was an announcement, I think, like 5 or 6 weeks before Chainsaw Man Part 1 ended. I remember the fervor around it, because I started reading it like right after it ended, so... Anyway, are we still even mentioning Footy ENT? No, let's move on. Unscripted videos! Woohoo! 9 unscripted videos were uploaded to secondary ENT this month as of Monster. As of Monster? Oh, this was a little editing thing I put in the PowerPoint a few days ago. Like, it used to say, like, 5 videos have been uploaded as of the Monster video. Which doesn't make any sense, because the Monster video didn't come out this month, right? So what did I mean by that? Anyway, this isn't supposed to be here. And I don't think I updated the the number here either, so I think the minus number. But anyway, this number is corrected, I mean. There were 9 videos. And I'm pretty sure there was only one Ordinary RE opinion. The a bit stagnant thing is also from last month, I think. Usually I fuck up one thing on these PowerPoints, and it looks like this, the beginning of this slide. I proofread the rest of it, like everything after this too. Right now I'm trying to look up Ordinary RE to see if the Doctor Who thing was the only thing we did, which it was, but I think I'm getting confused because I'm counting the Ritual/Love and Pop discussion, which was on my channel, and Elite RE sucks. True, Elite RE uploaded literally like 3 videos this month, and one of them was a Mushoku Tensei video he said I couldn't watch, and the other one was a digest, which I don't think I've watched yet, because I keep forgetting. Remember when Elite RE used to talk about good things on digest? Those were the days. Anyway, so, 10 unscripted videos. I'm giving Elite RE my free labor. I pay him for the Chainsaw Man chapter reviews every week, if you didn't know. That was a lie, chat. I'm just lying. There were Chainsaw Man chapter reviews. There was the final Vinland Saga chapter review. There was a Hideaki Anno live action review with Elite RE, that is, which was of Love and Pop and Ritual. There was Sherlock with Elite RE on the Ordinary RE channel. Season 1 discussion, if you haven't seen that somehow. There was a ranking PowerPoint where, because it was halfway through the month, we ranked everything we loved so much in so far in the year of 2025. Oh, that's changed a little bit now after the consuming we did this month, but we'll talk about that a little bit later. There was a Mushoku Tensei trailer reaction stream highlight uploaded, and there was last month's PowerPoint. Incredible stuff. Still no Cowboy Bebop with Bacon or Evangelion with everybody else. Mia and Bacon were just so focused on Vinland Saga this month that they couldn't do anything else. They were just crying and pissing and moaning, and I think Mia literally reread the whole thing. So that's commendable. To some, I assume. Ari and I got back on track, however, and I want to do a movie duo at least once a month, I think. Or a movie duo a month. That makes sense. You don't have to second guess me. So yes, me and Ari did Sherlock Season 1, which kind of came out of nowhere. We did Ritual and Love and Pop, which didn't so much come out of nowhere, but I did convince Elite Ari to do it. Sherlock was to pay for them, not to pay for the eventual Naruto, which we have written down here. We are creeping ever closer to the Naruto in the sky we were all dreaming about. Elite Ari said he would consider it after Sherlock Season 2, so everybody get excited. Land of Waves arc coming soon. Literally this coming month, it's going to be epic. But yeah, me and Ari should definitely do a movie duo each month. It's fun. And then the Sherlock thing is obviously much smaller. It's only 3 episodes, though that is, in the end, 4.5 hours of stuff to consume. Oh, and let me tell you, it's boring, chat. It's boring. It's actually not that boring. It's not that good either, but, it's alright. And I haven't started Season 2 yet, but we will definitely do Season 2 of Sherlock this month. And we'll also definitely do Season 2 of Sherlock. I'm pretty sure we're going to do the whole thing, but a break would be nice, I don't have to get burnt out on this nonsense. We can get back to it eventually, is what I think our, guide moving forward, our plan moving forward might be. Though also, if it just sucks, I don't know, apparently Season 2 is different. Maybe it'll just suck and I'll say, I won't drop it, but Alita will be so mad with my great criticisms that he'll want to drop it. Maybe that's what's going to happen. But that is true. Me and Bacon should be able to finish Cowboy Bebop. We've literally got one video to go. I've got like 7 episodes to watch or something. I'll get on top of it. I've been lazy. I don't think I watched a single Cowboy, maybe one. Actually, I think one Cowboy Bebop episode all month. So, and me and Bacon are motivated by the fact that we both really want to do Steins Gate, and we said we would do it after Cowboy Bebop. I also have to watch the Cowboy Bebop movie though. Ah, oh, god damn it. It shouldn't get done this month, you know? Evangelion, I would hope to think that the first part would be out, because we're going to do Evangelion in like 5 or maybe even 6 parts. 4 parts for the main series. Like, I have it all planned out. Episodes 1 to 6, the middle part, the end part. No, I think it's in more than that. Because I don't want to... Do we just... I think... No, I remember. The beginning part, the middle part, the end part up to episode 24, and then episode 25 and 26, and then episode 25 and 26 again. There you go. That's called End of Eva, if you didn't know. So we would do like both endings in one video. And then we would probably, if we did the rebuilds, we would probably do 2 movies at a time. I don't think we would do all 4 at once. That's another thing where you can take like a break and then come back to it. So maybe the first 6 episode discussion. We can hope to get out this month. Obviously, that's super easy for me to rewatch. I could rewatch Ava 7 times a fucking year, hands tied behind my back. The last few big discussions have kind of been boring. Like the Lane one wasn't too interesting. Even the Fire Punch ones were okay. I really did like the Gunbuster and the Direbuster ones. We just hate Jockey Bacon out here. Cowboy Bebop was also not as interesting because me and Bacon just agreed the whole time. Like, Cowboy Bebop was pretty great, bro. Steins Gate could be much funner for that. I just want to watch Steins Gate. But true, we'll see. There's still a million other things. Like, I do still think about doing Bakano with everybody. We're talking about the consumption part of the wrong part. Or the wrong slide, rather, of the PowerPoint. I still kind of want to do Uzumaki. All this stuff could be fun. But also, yes, the big one. We will betray them all. We will sacrifice them all like Griffith in a puddle of water. For the great Naruto in the sky. You know? The castle on the hill. That is Naruto. Never forget it. We've only got, like, what? 160 or so episodes? No, it's probably like 125 or so episodes. And then we get into the great Naruto Shippuden. But we got to get through that slog of a first series first. Alita might like it more, though. You know, he's a little silly sometimes. In the end, more of the same on secondary ENT. That is true. We do the chapter reviews thing. And we probably, like, the discussions are probably everybody's favorite part, right? We got to get more of those going. 7 streams happened in June. That's +1 from last month. And I think the most in one singular month this year. Though I'm predicting that August might be a little bit better. We reacted to a Mushoku Tensei trailer. We reacted to an Elite RE video. We reacted to a boring Pokemon Direct, but mostly just catch up and consumption talk. This is true, our streams. If you've seen one stream, you've seen them all, except the topics are different. We did some guessing the anime OPs. We did some whatchamacallits. We did some crosswords. You know, it's all the greatest hits. We checked in with Tyrone Magnus, I'm sure, at one point. We talked too much about Blind Wave, probably. Streams might change more so in August mostly, with a potential return of the Nuzlocke, though I am still deciding which game to do. We've got Crystal, we've got Emerald, and we've got Platinum, maybe. The people we should sound off on this. I'm looking for anybody's opinion on this stuff. I think we should probably just do Crystal and go in generational order. Even though that's not what we're doing. Go and release a region order. Because we played a Gen 3 game with Pokemon Fire Red. If you haven't seen the great Pokemon Fire Red Elite Four from my first ever Nuzlocke victory, you can watch it on the main channel. It's probably the least viewed video on there, but it's on there. But true. I basically have 2 weeks off after this weekend. So my big idea to make it memorable is maybe to get through a Crystal Nuzlocke, maybe. That'll be fun, right? I don't know. It'll be something different. It'll be fun. We got to come up with a naming scheme. I have thought about that a little bit. I think I would just name it after like characters, because we can probably do some funny things there. Like if we catch a Pidgey, it'll be Aaron. Get it? Because he's a dumb fucking bird. Etc. Etc. I don't know. We'll see. Still got to move out before streams change a whole hell of a lot. Media consumption. 7 things were consumed and listed in the month of July. Crash of the Titans, No Country for Old Men, the movie. Love and Pop, Ritual, Vinland Saga came to an end, Wise Guy, the David Chase documentary, and Crash Mind Over Mutant. My goodness. Up by 2 this month, though down in reality because we didn't read all of Monster. Plus that Vinland Saga inclusion is kind of bullshit. In terms of quality, though, what a month. True. And we have this written down at the end, because usually I say, my favorite things we consumed in the month of July, and I just wrote down everything but Crash Mind Over Mutant. Because first of all, that game fucking sucks. It's a 3 out of 5. What a stupid game. Sequel to one of my favorite games. Want to disrespect the original game, The Great Crash of the Titans, because the fucking Mongoloids didn't like it as much. Pissing me off. But everything else besides that was either a 4.5 stars or a 5 stars. Because I gave No Country for Old Men a 4.5 star rating on Letterboxd, and that's probably the worst out of them. Crash of the Titans is an all-time 5. Love and Pop is a 4.5. Ritual is a 5. Vinland Saga, of course, is the 9 out of 10 itself, 4.5. Wise Guy, the David Chase documentary, was terrific. It might have mutant suck. So no, it's pretty good when you consume 17 things in 7 things, not 17 things in a month, and No Country for Old Men is coming in second last. That's pretty good. We've also got ongoing consumption though. We started and played about 10 hours of Pokemon Y version. This is true. What a great video game. I'm having so much fun playing Pokemon. Now, this does mean, if you look down here at the things we need no progress on, that we have crossed out Pokemon Heart Gold because we have officially cancelled that 2.5-year playthrough that I had procrastinated for 2 years. Last month, we actually had a crossed out The Simpsons Season 1 over here, so we are slowly dropping things off that we aren't really playing. We probably could do more. Like, I don't really have any intention to get back into Final Fantasy IV at the moment, and I literally play that for 20 minutes just to see what it was like. I do want to play it eventually, but, so we could probably cross that one off too. Mario 64 we want to get back to. Fire Emblem GBA, we probably should get back to that, but every time I think about it, I'm like, I don't really want to. But we'll see. K-On! Also, we watched 2 episodes of and didn't really look back. Heavenly Delusion is still around. Zombie 100 is still around. I'm not ready to cross any of those off. Cowboy Bebop shouldn't be here because we did make some progress with it. But anyway, I promise I proofread this. But yes, Pokemon Y version. Traditionally, I've shit on Gen 6 and 7 of Pokemon, but I'm replaying the quintessential Gen 6 game right now, and I think it's pretty cool. So that's a twist we didn't see coming. But yeah, 10 hours in, it's just as good as any other Pokemon game, and I think it's terrific. I also, as we've talked about, watched Season 1 of Sherlock, but that can't go on the media thread, because we don't do seasons, we do full shows. Unless you catch up, then you can put a season on there. Episode 1 of we watched 1 episode of Cowboy Bebop and half an episode of the Romanoffs, which is hilarious, because the Romanoffs was a thing that was in the dropping line. But I've said this about 3 times on stream, but the Sherlock episodes are an hour and a half, and the Romanoff episodes are all like an hour and 10. Some of them are an hour and a half, some of them are an hour and 15, some might be an hour and 21 or something weird. And basically, Sherlock has given me the power and confidence to be willing to watch big, long episodes like that. Now, I am watching it in segments because the Romanoffs is still not the most interesting thing in the world. But I am halfway through episode 5. And I might finish it tonight, Let's get through it, put it on the media checklist, scratch it off the list, It'll feel good. But then we do have the list of things we made no progress on. Of course, we've got Heart of Darkness, Blood Meridian, Mario 64, Final Fantasy IV, also Pokemon Heart Gold crossed out, Fire Emblem GBA, Cowboy Bebop is falsely on here, Apocalypse Hotel, which we hadn't continued, Kaon, Lotus War, Heavenly Delusion, and Zombie 100. My favorite things consumed in July was everything but... Oh, I already read that one, huh? But that was our media consumption. So it's a pretty great month for quality, which is really what you hope for, right? Most of the time. In terms of, like, consuming things that are extremely relevant and stuff like that, probably Monster was the bigger acquisition. But I'm happy with our consumption this month. We're up to like 60-something on the media checklist. We've long surpassed our biggest one, but now we just got to keep up with that loser Elite RE and his cheating, because, you know, he's always cheating and putting shit that shouldn't be on there. But I might have a plan. We'll see. There's really... Oh, this is what we had written down on our PowerPoint last month, so we get to check in and see how much we did. There's really nothing really staring up at me right now. That's true. We did go in a little lost. Last month, Monster wasn't even on the agenda, but who knows what will happen. True, I wasn't... We read all of Monster in like a 2-week period, and it wasn't even on the previous month's PowerPoint, so you never know what's going to happen with these things. If you were recapping my life in a few years by simply and only watching the PowerPoints, that would have come as a bit of a shock, huh? But yeah, there's here I have written down, there's obviously a lot of ongoing things I could clean up. The Crash stuff is back on the agenda, and it was. We completed 2 Crash games this month, which is pretty good if I do say so myself. Evangelion and Cowboy Bebop are on the group agendas. No, they weren't. I think this must have been before everybody let me know that, you know, we're not going to be doing that. We're going to be doing shitty Vinland Saga all month, so that's very boring. I was just looking something up on my phone for later, but, you know, I'm happy with what the answer was. I've been thinking about Steins Gate recently. Haven't we all? We'll get there eventually. I made a massive list of manga and just started opening tabs on Mal. You just gotta go on impulse. True, I did do that, but I didn't read a single chapter of manga. Or did I? Was the one chapter of the Evangelion manga that I read this month? It probably was, but I didn't write that down. But that is true. I think that was this month. So go back and edit the great PowerPoint. Edit the record. Have it etched in that I read one chapter and really didn't think about it after that. And that was like at the beginning of the month. So, you know, manga certainly wasn't on the agenda this month. But now we have a more fleshed out plan for August a little bit. First off, Pokemon Y is a big one this month, I suspect. Which is almost certainly true. It is like the funnest thing to play. I'm assuming this game takes like 30 hours or something, because it doesn't feel right that I'm halfway through the game. Now, I only have 2 gym badges, though I'm right in the 3rd gym city. So I'm assuming it's like a 25-hour game, Pokemon Y version, that is. Which would mean I would probably have to play 15 times in the month, because I usually play for about an hour, which seems very doable. But also the way I play, I try to look around for most things, so my playthroughs will be longer. But Pokemon Y, I'm predicting, probably will be finished in August. Also, I've already started the Insane Trilogy. It is true, I did play on a modern video gaming console. I did get the PS5, and I installed the Insane Trilogy. And I literally played through half of Crash 1 today. Like, I think I stopped at Sunset Vista. So we've got that in Koala Kong, and then you're on the last level. I don't know how thoroughly I'm going to play these games. I already have the Platinum for Crash 1. I don't have all the trophies, however, because I didn't ever get the Relic on Stormy Ascent. So I will definitely be doing that. I don't know if I want to go through and get the Gold Relic on every level again. For Crash 1, at least. For the other 2, I definitely want to Platinum them. So we'll be doing everything in those ones. I also don't know. I feel like I'm just going to put them as one. Now, Leader, you better be rubbing his hands together, because I'm gifting him -2 spots on my list. But I think I'm just going to put it all up as 1. Just because I've played it before, though. Because that isn't even true. Because if I replayed the Uncharted trilogy, I would definitely put them as separate entities. But I would also write them on the Excel spreadsheet I have as separate entries, whereas for this, I just did Insane Trilogy. So for whatever reason, I will be counting it as only one rather than three things on what do you call it, on my media checklist. Though I do count the platinums separately. I was checking my trophies again today because I used to be obsessed with getting trophies, of course. I do have the 3 platinum trophies. I've got Crash 1 already. I've got Far Cry Primal, what a great video game. And I've got, what do you call it, the other one? Horizon Zero Dawn. But for that, I only have like 30% of the overall trophies with the DLC I never touched and the New Game Plus like bonus trophies I never touched. So that's kind of annoying. The also, I think something I'm gonna do, and I probably should have said this in the unscripted part. Let's just go back and pretend, huh? Oh, look at us, we're right here. I'm not editing this in though. I'm probably gonna do a video in the first like week of this month where I collect everything I've given a 10 on like from the various mediums. And I think discussing that in a big list would be interesting. Because Far Cry Primal is on that list, and me saying it just now is funny. I think Horizon Zero Dawn would probably also be on that list. I'll have to check my backlog to see what I gave it. But, yes. What was I saying? Oh, how I'm going to go through playing the Insane Trilogy. That being said, to do all those things that I just mentioned for the Insane Trilogy, getting the platinums in both of the second and third game, is probably going to take a while. And then after that, because I would continue playing the Crash stuff. The Crash, order is obviously then you have to play the remaster of the racing game. I don't know how much of that I'm going to play because I really only beat the story in the first one, in all the racing games. And Crash Tag Team Racing is the best one. It's not even going to be in the remaster at all, even though I know all the Nitro Kart tracks are actually in it, so that's pretty cool. But I'll fuck around with that until I'm satisfied I've played it. And then obviously Crash 4. And then, of course, Astro's Playroom. And then, of course, Astro Bot. And that's our little Crash lineage we're going to do. Those are like the plan for the PS5 games. Though, as I was on there today, which I have written down before we get into Astro Bot, we're going to work through the Crash PS4 games. Also today, though, I downloaded Super Meat Boy and I re-downloaded the Mega Man Legacy Collection, which is the first 8 Mega Man games that are all NES games, I believe. Or is it the first 6? I don't remember. And the thing I was looking up before was like, how long does it take to beat Mega Man 1? And it was like 3.5 hours. So I'm like, well, don't worry, Leader, we're going to get your bitch ass back because I'm going to beat all these Mega Man games and have 6 entrants, maybe 8 entrants. I don't even know how many games are on this fucking collection. And throw them in his face. There's no way they individually have platinums, right? That'd be crazy. Sometimes you just gotta yawn, you know? Super Meat Boy and Mega Man, both platformers. Mega Man is like I don't know, it's a platforming run and gun. It's not even run and gun, it's like I guess it's probably just a platforming. A projectile platformer, maybe. Super Meat Boy is just a 2D platformer. I do really like, they announced the next Super Meat Boy game, which was a 3D version of Super Meat Boy. That looked really cool, so I want to beat the first one. Obviously, this is an insanely hard game. And both of these are, like, small. So, like, because me and my brother have to share a storage on the PS whatever, and he's got, like, 17 big live service games that he plays constantly. I'll try to just keep it to one game. But both of the Super Meat Boy and the Mega Man Legacy Collection are both, like, 1 gigabyte each. So, there's that. So until we get through our platformers, we aren't going to play like Spider-Man or God of War or anything. That being said, I've also been thinking about God of War PS2, it has written down here. You know, I don't just want to abandon the great PS2. I've been having so much fun playing it. And especially for PS1 and 2 games, it's very easy. I guess it's easy for the other games, for the PS4, PS5 games too, to get footage to potentially make videos on them. So, you know, it's potential video fodder too. And also doing like the God of War lineage could be fun, I guess. I know there's like handheld games that I would probably not play, though I think they are like ported somehow onto like there's a collection on the PS. I don't know. I own God of War 1 on PS2. I don't own God of War 2. I'm pretty sure. So we'd have to buy that and stuff like that. It's also a relatively short game, so we'll see. I don't know. I've been thinking about it. We'll see if I give it a go. Other things I've been thinking about, City the Animation keeps getting pitched to me by one Heath. and it looks really cool every time I see it. Apocalypse Hotel is not completely out of the question too. At some point, I do want to go in and just finish all those different anime, like Lotus War and K-On! And Apocalypse Hotel and City Animation. Those, like, watching those two, because they are both from this year, will make me seem a little bit contemporaneous. So, you know, that could be cool. Heavenly Delusion is such a weird one, though. Because, like, do I want to go back? Like, the manga's still kind of ongoing. I wasn't really impressed with the anime at all. Should I just force myself so I could seem like I did watch it? Because that was another, like, piece of a chronology too, where it was like, oh, I can do that, and then I can watch the Zombie 100 anime too. Because basically I just wanted to vaguely watch, like, more modern anime that people think is really good, which means I should probably just, like, watch Jujutsu Kaisen or Demon Slayer or something. But both those series just seem so fucking boring. So anyway, I don't think City Animation or Apocalypse Hotel especially looks kind of cheap. Like, the visual design is alright, but, like, the animation is very, like limited. City Animation doesn't seem to be that way. So these aren't, but even then it's like in a weird abstract art style and stuff like that. Not really that abstract, it's just slightly different. So in terms of actually, like, being up to date with what cool anime looks like contemporaneously, these are probably not the shows to do it, but fuck you. I've got conflicting motivations inside myself. Aren't we all just little sluts? Aren't we all just little Sallys? Aren't we all just little contradictory hypocrites? That's what Meadow said. And that one Soprano scene, of course. We'll continue Sherlock with Elite RE at least to season 2. We've talked about Cowboy Bebop with Jockey Bacon. Should be right ahead now that Vinland Saga is finished. True. Then Evangelion with Everyone is the other big thing. I'll pitch Blue Velvet and Mulholland Drive as the movie duo to Elite RE. Of course, the great David Lynch made both these movies, and that's how they're connected. Plus, they could be favorites, because everybody says I'll like David Lynch, and we'll find out. I also think they're just the strongest combination of movies. Aliari doesn't seem too interested, though, so it'll take some convincing. We'll see. Aliari has also pitched the Original Sin nonsense, too. True, apparently he does want to read the manga for Takopi's Original Sin, which is his new favorite anime or something. He made a YouTube video about it. And the story seemed vaguely interesting from the video of his that I reacted to on stream. So I'm open to it. It's also like 22 chapters or something. So it's like Uzumaki length. I think Uzumaki was like 17 chapters. So I would definitely be open. Like, the way things are going, like, me and Elite RE will have the movie each month. Then we could have like a short thing each month where it's like a Sherlock season or like an anime, which would be, or a manga like Original Sin or something like we did with Devilman or something. Uzumaki could slot in there. And other things too, like singular shows. Like if me and Elite RE did Baccano by ourselves, we could both like watch all 15 episodes, including the OVAs, and then come and talk about it in one video or something like that. And then have the bigger, longer ones, which would probably be the Great Naruto. That could be a good little schedule. Will we keep that schedule? We're both busy. Who knows? But yes, we'll see about Naruto too. Naruto is a good one. Now, I'm usually being sarcastic and mean and negging when I'm talking to Elite RE about it, but Naruto, I feel like everybody's seen Naruto. Everybody that watches both of our videos rather commonly has probably already seen Naruto. Even those who haven't, like Miller said he would probably read, now that he's done with his stupid Donkey Kong game and has nearly finished One Piece, he would read along with the chapters, and stuff like that. I think it just would be good. Also, Naruto is eternally relevant, which is something we've been saying a lot, in this PowerPoint. So it has the potential for views, I think. So I think Naruto is just a good idea. Plus, I don't really want to be strict with Naruto. It's not like we're going to like watch 7 episodes every week and then come back and talk about it. I want to do it. We would do it relatively like the arc structure. Like obviously we'd split like the tuning exams after the first little bit of the tournament. Everybody, if you see Naruto, you know which part you'd probably do in one bit and then the second bit and then et cetera, et cetera. To split it into smaller pieces, basically. But I'm not adverse to having like months between Naruto videos because I like it feeling like a long journey is like cool. It's like thematic and stuff. It's like part of it. And obviously, even if we were doing it at a breakneck speed, it would take a long time anyway because it's, 400 canon episodes or something. But it is the best anime of all time, so, it's pretty good. We're nearly done, everybody. Checking in with the goals. 50,000 subscribers. Turns out we did need more than just videos. We did say that last time, where I was down in the dumps because I had made 2 videos, but they both had under 1,000 views, and we weren't getting any closer to our 50,000 subscriber benchmark. Then the great Donald Duck showed up. Now, we did get like 200 subscribers. It's not really good for subscribers. It is good for like viewers and watch time and money a little bit. So it is true. We do need more than just more videos. We need pointed videos. We need successful videos, which we did have this month. So that's pretty good. 50,000 subscribers is still like an insane benchmark. No, subscribers don't really come quickly. Come quickly, huh? So it's getting less and less likely that we're going to get 40,000 subscribers in the last like 5 months of the year, but you never know. I don't know. Obviously our goals are supposed to be like, it's all supposed to be like a more successful, more fulfilling YouTube channel, right? That's like all the goals here. And we just need more videos like that are successful. Like if I had like the Donald video before the end of the year will probably hit 100K. If I had like 2 other 100K videos this year, that would be pretty, like I wouldn't be sad that we didn't get 50K subs because who cares about 50K subs then? But we'll see. Improved output / more videos, surely at least 12 videos this year, right? We are up to 8 out of 12. I guess I really didn't talk about this when we talked about the scripted video, but I was horribly lazy for like, and very unmotivated for like at least the last 2 weeks of the year until I sort of had the Sopranos spurt of motivation. So it really was bad. Like the Donald video was basically done at the very beginning of the month. There absolutely should have been another video, like up to 3 videos this month. Now both the Sopranos videos are probably going to be relatively long. Like they're probably both going to be like half an hour. But there's really no reason that they couldn't come out this month. And if I had a better schedule of like alternating, why like the Pokemon videos couldn't come out this month too. So the video output this month actually wasn't that good. But I feel like there's no way we missed the 12. Like even if I'm up to like somehow only 1 video gets uploaded in the next like 3 months, like in the last 2 months, there's no way I'm not getting to just meet the 12 quota. That we should definitely hit more than 12. We'll just, see. Better ideas. Wasn't much of an idea video, this Donald Duck video, so, there was some ideas at the end. Making all the outstanding legacy videos, the Last of Us Part 2 videos, the Madman video, the Appeal of Chainsaw Man, the anime. We didn't do that. I nearly did. Like, Chainsaw Man has been getting pushed back. It has been in the rotation, though, so that's... we'll see. Chainsaw Man before the end of the year, right? Both the ending of Part 2 and my video. More focus directed on footy ENT. Forget about it. That's what they say, the Italians. And we're currently in Sopranos mood. So that was a funny little joke. But true, we're not doing terrible. We didn't do the best. Though in some aspects we did do the best. So I guess a mixed month in the end. And that's the end of our great PowerPoint. What a trial and tribulation it was to get through this thing. Don't give me the little fucking... Is there anything more annoying than this sound? Anyway, we'll be back next month with another PowerPoint. Hopefully this month is very successful. And we're all swimming in dough by the end of the month. Maybe we won't even know what to do with ourselves. We'll be so successful. We won't even have to make a PowerPoint. All the goals will have been self-evidently achieved. They're probably not. So I guess we'll see you then. Who knows? Isn't it exciting if you jump forward a month in time, especially with these PowerPoints? It makes it seem like you actually achieved something. You moved forward in the journey. So next month we'll be a month ahead now in our collective journeys in life. Closer to death, closer to success. Wow, that's so poetic and poignant. And maybe we'll have started fucking Naruto, bro. That'd be epic. Anyway, that's all we want. Fuck success. I'm leaving. Support links in the description below. Thanks.